Good morning, and thank you all for being here this morning. I'm Captain Andy Dean with the Kansas Highway Patrol's Public and Governmental Affairs Unit here in Topeka. Last month, the Kansas Highway Patrol was honored at the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies annual conference in Michigan for attaining accreditation. The KHP has worked for more than 2 years to earn this prestigious honor. Before we begin, I would like to recognize the Superintendent of the Kansas Highway Patrol, Colonel Mark Bruce, the Assistant Superintendent of the Highway Patrol, Assistant Superintendent Lieutenant Colonel Randy Moon, the KHP's Accreditation Manager, Mrs. Christy Asby, the Calea Regional Program Manager for the North Central Region and for Kansas, Mr. Tim Basinger. And thank you for attending today's conference. Thanks to Chief of Police Dennis Butler for being here as well. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our first presenter, the KHP's 22nd Superintendent, Colonel Mark Bruce. Colonel.
Thanks, Andy. Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us today as the Kansas Highway Patrol is recognized for earning, and I underscore the term earning, accreditation from the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, or Calea. Calea is a nonprofit independent body comprised of law enforcement professionals and members of the public and private sector that develops cutting-edge policing standards in areas of policing or professionalism, knowledge, accountability, collaboration, and integrity. Becoming an accredited law enforcement agency was a goal identified when I became superintendent in 2015. By becoming accredited, we enhance the services we provide to our law enforcement partners, and most importantly, the public we are sworn to protect by adhering to what are referred to as the gold standards in policing. We began the accreditation process in January of 2016, completing what is normally a 3-year endeavor in just over 2. It has taken participation from all personnel and much dedicated effort to earn this first-time accomplishment in the 81-year history of our agency. The Kansas Highway Patrol is one of only 9 Calea accredited agencies across Kansas and the only state-level agency. Nationally, only 23 Highway Patrol or state police agencies have achieved Calea accreditation. Less than 5% of the nation's 18,000 law enforcement agencies have attained this prestigious status. It is important to note that our work is not done now that we are accredited. This is but the first step in an ongoing process. We will submit ourselves to random and routine compliance checks, annual audits, as well as on-site visits every few years by a team of independent outside Calea trained assessors. I stand before you today on behalf of the men and women of the Kansas Highway Patrol to pledge our commitment to provide the best of the best in law enforcement services to the citizens of Kansas. Calea accreditation will help keep us on a path to ensure that happens. Thank you. At this point, it's my pleasure to introduce Tim Basinger, who is the North Central Program Manager for Calea. Tim? Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Bruce. It's great being here in Kansas today. On behalf of the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, Calea, the Commission Chair, Mr. Craig Weber, and Executive Director, Mr. Craig Hartley, Jr., I thank you for welcoming me to present the Accreditation Award to the Kansas Highway Patrol. Calea was created in 1979 when founding organizations, the International Association of Chiefs of Police, the National Association of Black Law Enforcement Executives, National Sheriff's Association, and the Police Executive Research Forum recognized a need within the law enforcement community to develop professional standards to enhance the delivery of law enforcement services to the citizens throughout the community served. Calea is the only internationally recognized accrediting body in existence serving Canada, Mexico, and Barbados, in addition to the United States. Since its inception, Calea has accredited over 1,000 agencies under standards developed by many of the best public safety practitioners and leaders of our time. Gaining internationally accredited status is a distinction held by few, as there are over 18,000 law enforcement agencies just in the United States alone. These standards cover a wide range of administrative, operational, and logistical issues and serve as a modern management model that provides the framework for recognizing professional excellence within public safety. The goals of Calea are to strengthen crime prevention and control capabilities, formalize essential management procedures, establish fair and non-discriminatory personnel practices, improve service delivery, solidify interagency cooperation and coordination, increase community and staff confidence in the agency. Many agencies are reluctant to have outsiders review their work and processes and detail areas needing improvement. Calea accreditation requires agencies to be open to change to ensure business is conducted in a way that meets contemporary law enforcement standards. Colonel Bruce and his staff understand that involvement in the Calea process minimizes the agency's exposure to liability, demonstrates accountability to the public, and guarantees professional management practices. Based on the goals and mission statement of Calea, I can think of no better time to present this accreditation certificate to the Kansas Highway Patrol than at a local ceremony here in Topeka, where all can share and recognize the hard work accomplished to achieve law enforcement accreditation. The certificate is simply matted paper within a frame, but has a much broader symbolic meaning. The certificate clearly represents the agency's voluntary efforts to achieve accreditation status, thereby demonstrating a willingness to embrace the necessary change to effectively address contemporary public safety concerns. It represents a commitment to do the right thing and to do the tasks the right way. It represents adherence to professionalism. Lastly, this certificate represents an ongoing dedication to ensuring the agency's resources are appropriately developed, effectively deployed, and constantly managed, all in the name of a safer state for residents of Kansas and visitors. This past spring, 2 professional assessors visited the Kansas Highway Patrol and reviewed the agency's standards-related files, activities, functional impacts, and management strategies. At the commission meeting held in Grand Rapids, Michigan this past July, Calea commissioners reviewed the assessors' reports and concurred with the findings and unanimously agreed to grant accreditation to the Kansas Highway Patrol. This is the first accreditation award for the Kansas Highway Patrol. Colonel Bruce. Please note that a great deal of credit for attaining accreditation also goes to the accreditation manager, Ms. Christy Asby, Major Josh Kellerman, Retired Captain Dennis Gassman, Lieutenant Stephen LaRoe, and Technical Trooper Jordan Plachecki. Special thanks also goes out to all members of the Kansas Highway Patrol who assist with this ongoing effort every day. Thank you.